Well, we met at San Diego State. We were both in school, and we met in one of our sociology classes, and it was his senior year, and we just randomly had a class together, and I like moved my seat to sit next to him because I thought he was so cute, and then, you know, the semester ended and we didn't really talk much after that, and then randomly my I guess a mutual friend now, but a friend of mine was on a rugby team in San Diego, and he ended up bringing in a movie during class about, you know, rugby, and I had asked him if he had known my friend, and he didn't at the time, and then randomly one summer, what was it, like a practice, they were on the same team, and then we ended up meeting that way, and so we re-met again, and then we were friends for like a year, and then we started dating, and then 4 years later he proposed.
At our condo.
Okay, it was November 11th, 2010, and it happened to be Veterans Day, and we both had the day off, and he had mentioned the night before that he had something planned, and so we woke up the next morning, and he rolled over and he just put this box on my stomach, and I obviously knew what the box was, but he's like, don't open it. And so he like said those, you know, nice sweet things, and he proposed, and then after that he told me to get ready, and then we came up to the wine country because we had never actually been wine tasting before up here, and then we stumbled upon Wiens from a recommendation from a friend, and that's pretty much how we found the winery, and that's, you know, and then that was the day, and then we came home and celebrated with my parents, and we just called everyone we knew, so it was a very fun day. Well, when we first walked on to the grounds that day, there was, I guess, like a maintenance guy, like one of the maintenance workers. We were just kind of walking the grounds, and he was asking why we were here, and we just said, oh, we just got engaged, and he's like, oh, let me like talk to you, let me get you in contact with a wedding coordinator. And so he was like, just like, we didn't have an appointment, we didn't have anything, and then he just so nicely like brought a coordinator, and she ended up doing the whole tour, and we really liked just the intimacy of the winery. Like, it was very important to us that it wasn't like one of the bigger wineries, and it was just so neat, and with the accessibility for a wheelchair, like it just worked like perfectly for us. Like, there was no need to make any crazy adjustments, and you know, it just really worked, and we loved the flow of it, and we loved where the ceremony was, and where we held the cocktail hour, and then it just was so smooth, like the whole, I guess,
the whole layout, and also the wedding coordinator just explained everything, and it was really, just sounded really easy. They made it really easy to work with. So
I think it was, I don't know, it was just like, I don't know, like our day, like everything about it was just so easy. Like I don't even, like, we had so much fun that day that I feel like everybody, like it was just so put together just nicely. Like, there was no real hiccups on that day, and you know, it was in a perfect spot because we have family in Orange County and in San Diego, and it kind of just combined everything, and then with his family up in Sonoma, like it really tied in his family too, so it was really nice. And I think just it made our wedding unique, because it really brought us, I think, the way we planned it just showed us as a couple. It's very simple and elegant, and it was nice.
And the staff at the winery made things so simple, so easy.
yeah, with everything included and everything that they took care of, we didn't have any stress or headache over anything.
So before we were gonna walk down, you know, the guys were lining up against the wall, and I just like peeked out of my little bridal suite, and and I saw him like waiting, and it was just, I don't know, it just made me really happy. Like I was really gonna marry my best friend, and so I don't know, it was like that moment.
We didn't have to, you know, through weddings you have all kinds of headaches, all kinds of hiccups. This one, it was easy. It was like, this is what she wanted, and everything went smooth.
The coordinator went through every process of what was going to happen that day, and we just followed what they said, and they did practically everything. The only thing I had to do was buy the wine.
And be here.
You know, that was basically, that's it. I had to buy the wine and show up that day, and that's all I had to do. And everything else was basically done for us. And that was the best part of the whole process, because I had no worries. I just had to show up. I was like, wow.
It was delicious. Everything we had bought different types of wine because at that point we didn't know what she wanted, what they were going to have for a meal. And the different types all blended in with the food that they had picked. Everybody loved it. We still get, you know, comments on it about the food, about the wine, and it was amazing.
And we're still wine club members.
But the food was not like wedding food. It was really good. Plus, they do the tasting like before, so you can actually meet the chef and everything you want to go to. I think that really stood out a lot.
I really like that tasting that they do here. Like, you get to meet the brides and the grooms and maybe some of their family, like the ones that are getting married in the fall. There's a big a tasting, I don't know, evening, I guess, and you get to experience what your guests will experience on the day of your wedding. So you get the cocktail hour with the appetizers and the champagne, and then you go into the barrel room and you get the full 3-course meal, and you really get to decide what you're going to have for your wedding. And you get to meet the brides and the grooms that are getting married around your day. So it was very exciting. We met the bride and the groom that were getting married a day before us, and it was really interesting to see that, because, you know, I've never heard of that, and you know, you kind of more or less have a private tasting, and it was fun. Like, you are so busy on the day of your wedding taking pictures and meeting with family that it is nice to have a separate day where you can actually sit there and enjoy what your guests are going to enjoy on your wedding day.
Oh, I don't have a favorite.
I like the crowded, the red crowded, so that's my favorite.
I always say this wrong, but I like the beignet. I always say it wrong all the time, but that's my favorite. And I just love the champagne too. It's very, it's nice and refreshing.
We would definitely recommend Steve Tanner as a DJ. He was really laid back and kind of. He actually gave us suggestions as opposed to just us saying, here's what we need, because, you know, this is our first wedding, so it was really helpful that he kind of explained, this is what I normally do, let me know if you like it. And it really just was smooth as.
And I really liked that he used the single microphones instead of the lapel microphones, because on our day it was really windy and cold that day, and it's nice for the videographer, and that way, I don't know, it just seemed like you can actually hear what we were saying rather than like the wind. So I really liked just his production on the ceremony and in the reception. Other vendors that we liked were Elegance on Display. Her name's Jennifer. She was really nice. We actually met with her in March, and we had this whole design, and I ended up calling her about 2 months before the wedding and changing the whole design, just because I hadn't ordered our invitations at that point when we originally met with her, and I really wanted the cake to match our invitations, and I never met with her again. All I did was fax her a copy of what our invitations looked like, and the cake was exactly the same. It was just exactly the same, and everyone just loved it. I think it was very elegant. And the other vendor that we really liked was our flowers, which her name's Sherry's Flowers out in Fallbrook. Again, she had a bunch of examples for us, and I knew what kind of flowers I wanted, but she just made them tremendous. We had kissing balls that were in the ceremony that were just fantastic, that we ended up transferring into our reception, and everything was so smooth. And I think, was anybody else?
I think that was the main ones. I mean, just the experience from those three, you can just tell. That's what makes it easier, is that they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Everything was very nice, and everybody showed up on time, and and everything was just perfect. There was no issues really at all. There were a couple other wineries that we went to, but again, they were too, I don't know the right word, but too big, I guess. Like, it just took, and the nice thing about Wiens is it's your day. So after 5 o'clock, no one else is allowed on the property. So it's your day, it's your winery for the day and for your wedding, and you don't need to be worried about another wedding going on elsewhere in another room, or you don't need to be worried about a restaurant, like restaurant guests sneaking in. Like, it's your day.
Or
and
uninvited people being there, you don't have to worry about that at all.
Yeah, everything, everything that we wanted, the privacy, the intimacy, the elegance, all of that was incorporated into Wiens, and that is everything that we wanted on our was part of our top priority in trying to find a place. And we knew we wanted a winery, so once we stumbled upon this one, we knew it was the perfect one. What I do really like about the Wiens, I guess the decorative or the structural part of it, is everything flows and everything matches, and I love the brown accents that they have. It really makes you as a bride stand out because you're not clashing with the white chairs that the guests are sitting on. So and everything and everywhere you go, no matter if you're in the vineyard view or the mountain view, everything will flow, and everything it'll look like your pictures just all match. Like, you're not going to look like you're in two different places. And that's what I really liked about it, because it made you as a bride stand out, and you want to stand out. It's your day. And so that's what I really liked about it. Oops, sorry. That's what I really liked about it. And you know, it just, everything was, I really liked the structural aspect of it all.
The thing I like too, and I know I've said this before, is the staff here at the winery. They make you feel special. It's your event. They don't make you feel like you're just another person having a wedding here. They want you to have your wedding here. They make you feel special. Yeah, this place is just, awesome as far as that's concerned, because every person that's involved in the wedding, whether they're serving your food or making sure that the wine's here, or whatever it is, every person makes you feel you're special, that this is your day, this is your event, we want you here, and that's important.